gonna
click go live. We're good. We're fine though.
Oh, go live. I've been back and forth with college, so it's been hard to get everybody together, but now I'm settled into college, and we should be all good to go. So this will be a every week thing for you guys that are new in here. Basically what this is just kind of like a news update kind of thing for you guys, so that way if you guys have work, you got families and stuff, and you may not be able to keep up with the Discord and stuff. This is kind of a way for us to let you know what's going on in the league. So I'm playing the Cup Series replay right now. So that's what's up. So let me get to our notes, what we want to cover tonight. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Are you guys having a good night? It's a good Saturday. It's kind of cold where I'm at. Snow on the ground.
Yesterday, but yeah, good night tonight.
I was gonna say,
yesterday was not a good night.
Yeah, yesterday was fun though.
Yeah, however, I think I kind of messed you up, Corey.
However, Thursday was.
Yeah, Thursday was
just to really, if you want to lead off on a positive note.
Yeah, Thursday was awesome. Those guys did a hell of a job. 40 laps at Talladega. Man, look at the wheel spin that Bloom just got right there. 40 laps at Talladega. My bad. 40 laps at Talladega. No cautions. I know there's one kind of scuffle that people got off on the apron. Same thing kind of happened in the Cup Series. No caution was thrown because there wasn't a need for a caution. All cars were off the track. We got green flag pits at Dega in the ARCA cars, which is amazing. Everybody minded their P's and Q's until the end, and that was really awesome to see. I knew with 5 laps to go, though, that things were going to get dicey, and they very well did get dicey. I can definitely tell you this, that if I was driving and I was up there with that front pack, my asshole would have puckered a little bit because, yeah, it was just intense racing.
Especially when we try to limit the bump drafts, so everybody is trying to push as hard as they can, but stay up the guy in front of them. And they all did one hell of a job.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I hate telling people they can't bump draft. I absolutely do, because I love bump drafting in the Cup cars. But in the ARCA cars, man, they're design flawed. You can't do it. It just sucks. It is what it is, but you try to bump draft, and you're just going to lift it back into the car and spin the person in front of you, and that just causes a bigger mess than what it needs to do.
I'll tell you from first-hand experience with Talladega on Thursday night, yeah, just the way those ARCA cars are designed, you can't bump draft, but gosh dang, were we getting Barkley can testify to it that we're really pushing those ARCA cars to the limit on how close you can actually get. There were a few times where Justin Barkley, I, and Davey were actually end up making contact, and we were able to still keep that together, but it gets hairy there.
Absolutely. I'm even surprised that you mentioned Davey's name.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that guy's name on the podcast because we're not giving him any screen time more than what he deserves.
Never again.
Never. Nope.
He's become the name you do
Won't
not
even
say.
be shown on the broadcast.
No, I'm not. Every time they want to skip to him, I'm clicking off of him. We're not giving him any screen time. Davey, if you listen to this, fuck you.
But we love you at the same time. So.
Man, at one point, Davey led me by like 3 seconds. It was impressive. I do gotta say it was impressive, and that was right when he started catching the back of the pack. But just clean lines. I get why he's up there. Not to. I'm taking the other side of it, but.
Yeah, no, dude's good. Can't take that away from him. It's just it sucks not seeing any other guys winning in the ARCA series, but at the same time, it's also like, okay, he's setting the bar. This is the bar you have to achieve. If someone does hit that bar, we know they're legit. It's one of those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say it definitely makes for more competitive numbers to be put up on the board for the ARCA series, especially between him and AJ. If we want to talk about that as well, they're definitely showing some good driver skill for the people down in the ARCA series to aspire to reach.
Yeah, no, they're definitely like good role models. AJ's been really at the top of his game. I think he's really coming around in that regard. He's moving back up to Cup next week, so he'll be racing with us at Legacy Phoenix. His points were frozen, so he only has about 318 points, so he's a little bit out of the cusp for the playoffs right now. But given how good he is and what he can do and what we know he can do, he's going to end up being in the playoffs, no doubt. I know zero doubt in my mind for that. I will continue to let him race ARCA because I don't want him to all his racing to be taken away from him. And I think that if you race ARCA for a season, you should 100% be allowed to continue that. So he'll still be in the ARCA series. I'm gonna allow him to do whatever he wants. He may choose not to race, and that's up to him. But I want to be able to have him make that call.
I think he wants to beat Davey.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants a shot at Davey right now. I'm not gonna lie.
We're not supposed to say his name.
Yeah. Even Austin Bloom wants a shot at the no-name boy. But I'm gonna let him do. I mean, you got to have those road models for the ARCA guys, and what we're doing is obviously really, really, really producing some good racing. Like right now, Mike Simone on this replay right here, dude's awesome. That's an ARCA driver that we developed.
You take him in.
McComas right here, another great one.
Just let everyone know I am watching different people than Taverns.
Malarkey, another good one. Like Dixon, even like. Our series and the way that we have the ARCA series set up right now has produced super great racing. It's really helped us as a league grow. It's allowed us to get a really good feel about people. And, just because you're not in Cup doesn't mean that you're not a great driver. And I think people know that in the ARCA series. But yeah, the ARCA series has been great. I mean, Thursday night,
Ramsey as well.
Can't say enough how proud I am and how amazing that race was. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was on the edge of my seat just watching it. That was the first green to checkered race ever in MDOT history, excluding the road courses because we don't ever throw cautions at road courses unless something really shitty happens. But it was awesome. You guys held 3 wide for a solid 3 to 4 laps at the end, and it was awesome. I don't know what else to say about it.
And then went 4 wide across the finish.
I do think lap traffic did play a role in that though, because they caught lap traffic as like they were entering the tri-oval, and that's what made things really dicey.
Made for a very interesting finish, considering I can't remember exactly how the replay itself went. I ended up finishing P6 at Talladega, and it was hilarious from my perspective going back and watching the replay. And there was one other car in my row, and I was in the 3rd row. Davey was out front, and he was inching it with
I think the 30.
Manuel. Yep,
yeah,
number 30, Manuel Valdez.
Yeah.
That 2nd row had 4 cars in it, and the only other person that was in the 3rd row was a lap car that just got passed, who was another teammate of mine. And it was I don't know how everybody did it and executed it so flawlessly like that.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was really making me it makes me proud to look at that and know that we have good guys like that in there. And eventually we're gonna get to 43 car fields. We just got to make sure we build it the right way and take it slow. We don't want to just add random people going on. I know we do that in ARCA, but we do a good job of cutting the fat and getting the bad people out and getting the good ones in. So
Yep, and just to expand on that, for the new guys, it's like as much as we do want to put 43 cars in the Cup field, we want to do it slowly. That way, we know everybody has a chance of getting used to racing together. That way, the race quality actually stays where it is, because right now it is very fun and very good racing.
Yeah, no, like if you would have told me last season going into season 2 after the season 1 kind of stuff, that we would only be averaging 14% of our races underneath caution for the Cup Series this season, I would have told you that you're high. That number is the same thing, and that number is including the monstrosity of New Hampshire. So,
that is the thing of which we do not speak.
Yeah, that and season 1 Daytona, baby. Which Mike actually won. Mike actually won that race, so he gets to talk about that all
Great, I did.
Yeah.
Everybody else will bitch about that race, and I will talk about it proudly.
But no, we've came a long way. We really have. It takes time. You can't just build. Rome wasn't built in a day. Got to take time. Got to put in the effort. I enjoy doing it. I love putting on good races for these people. They're great people. Wouldn't be nothing without them. Things. We've really kind of shifted our view on things from more of a casual league to more of a competitive and serious league, and I think it's starting to show. You're starting to see a lot better drivers being up in here, and driving just on track has just been phenomenal. You're starting to see a lot more people up in the front winning and running up there. I just got my first top 3 finish last week.
Ever?
Dixon's, yeah, no, not ever, but this season. Dixon was up there. He's a constant good finisher up there. We just have a great variety of finishers, and you might see someone that you might not see in the top 10 every week. So I like it where he is now. I definitely want to grow on it, keep on growing on the success that we're having. It's been fun. It's been really fun. But I think it's a good transition to talk about the Dover race, because we covered pretty much a lot of ARCA, but we'll come back to ARCA after this. But the Dover race last night was interesting. Only 6 cautions and 150 laps. Thought we were gonna have more, to be honest with you. It was fun. It was fast.
There was some really good runs there, and honestly, some really good racing too. As everybody was, it was. I mean, like you said, that's not a lot of cautions for that many laps at all. Really clean runs for a while.
Especially at a place like Dover. Dover's fast. You're on the wheel the whole time. It's very intense.
One slight miscalculation, you're in the wall, bouncing off, and hoping you're not collecting other people.
Real tight track.
Yeah, it's just it's fun, man. It's definitely one that will be returning for season 3. Because it is like that. It's a mile track. There's not that many mile tracks out there that are good and fast and intense like this one. And this one it's just fun. I have a lot of fun out of it. I know people don't like it, but it's fun.
I think one of the worst things about this is if you stay too high in that line and you hit those marbles up top, especially later on in the race, no traction. You have
absolutely none.
There.
No, this track kind of reminds me of a Martinsville in a sense, because you kind of gotta get in that groove, and if you race 2x2, you're losing so much time on the outside, and it's tough. It's really, really tough. Davey won last night. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but he won. Dude dominated. Like, honestly, dude dominated. I know Lance had he had a good shot at him last night at the very end, but he just couldn't get it done. Lance had a really nice race. He struggled early, definitely struggled early with tire saving and stuff. But I think as the race went on and the track got colder, he was able to find some speed and some more grip, and that was, that helped him a lot. I know personally I didn't like the track getting colder, because it didn't really fit my style of racing, because I'm kind of better on older tires, so I want the tires to wear off faster. But with the track getting colder, it really, really made it interesting, because you got to change how you drive. And I found myself kind of figuring out, like, okay, what I thought was going to work wasn't working, and I had to change it up.
I'd say it really showed to work for yourself, at least.
Yeah, we made the switch to dynamic weather, which is the automatically generated weather. I think we started at Talladega, so Talladega, Kansas, Charlotte, and then Dover. You can really tell that it's really shaped up the field too. It's definitely thrown a wrench in some people's games. You definitely got to spend some more time on track. And it's really helped people that maybe have been struggling because they don't got the time to practice every week. And I think we're about to see Colin die.
Cool.
There he goes.
That.
And he's flipping down the backstretch.
Yeah, I did watch that.
Flipping down the backstretch. That was a crazy wreck.
Yeah, you got some air miles on that one.
We're going to go back and watch that one, because we're going to watch it in this cockpit. That was a crazy one. I'm going to rewind this here. I'm going to go to cockpit view here. I saw this one. I don't know where I was. I think I was somewhere around it. I just saw Colin rolling. And I was like, oh my God. Got in the catch fence, rolled. Still rolling. And he's dead.
I came off a turn and just saw him flipping on the backstretch. I'm like, okay.
Which sucks for him, because that was only his second race back from last week. But I don't know where he finished. Okay, I got him here in 10th. A decent night for him. Not great by any means, but
he actually, because he was a lap down with about 10 to go, so he actually did pretty good.
Yeah, he definitely bounced back from that, which is awesome. Glad to see that.
Yeah, from dying.
I know another person that maybe didn't get to had a good race, but didn't really show it, was the 27 of Mike Simone. He's the one that brought out that late caution. Just like we were saying, man, that wall just reaches out and got him, and went down on the apron, shot right back up the track, and kind of destroyed his car. So he was done. But he was definitely worthy of a top, 6 or 7, because he was up there battling with me and Dixon the whole night, which was fun. And like we said earlier, we really got a good group of guys in Cup that know how to race and know how to give and take, and some more than others. We still need to work on that in some aspects of drivers, but it's, for the most part, it's been great. I can't complain.
I gotta say, I really do like your guys' recruiting process for the Cup League, because it's definitely showing that even some of these new racers in the Cup Series that are getting pulled up from ARCA, they aren't the ones that are out there causing like unnecessary accidents or causing cautions being thrown. So you guys are really picking from a really productive selection, and it's you guys are adding more cars to the series, which is making it more fun to watch, and you guys are getting bigger fields, more action, but not more cautions, as you said with that 14%.
Yeah, I think a big part of it too is that if you are on our Discord, even if you don't even race with us yet, like our Discord is very active. If you're on there, at some point or another, there is a session up at some point each and every day that anybody is welcome to join. And that right there, you start racing together, and that's where you build that trust. And we have these great races because we do all race together quite often.
Yeah, maybe even if it's something like a smash to pass. I mean, I know it's not great, but you still get a feel for someone. We race a little bit of everything. I mean, you know how Mr. Woods and Brian Dixon and Matt Forns are, and even Barkley at night. They all get fucking moonshine and stuff in them. They'll throw up any type of race and race anything, man. And that, and you don't look at it that way, but Isaac brought up the great point about it, and so did Mike. We just race so many races together that, it doesn't matter what we race. We're just getting that time in, and it's really paying off. Which brings up another thing. ARCA promotions will not be until the end of the ARCA season. We do not know how many people we will be pulling up for that, because we got some other things in the works, which we will talk about later today. But with those things in the works, we just want to make sure we get the right number, choose the right people. This will be the last time that the admin team pulls up ARCA drivers, if that makes sense. We do have a new process for that. We are moving towards more of a team-based racing kind of system in our league. Not so much, but we want to move forward with that just because it takes a little bit of pressure off our admin team to be there each week to evaluate drivers. But the new system will definitely help us and allow not only the Cup Series teams to pull up their own drivers from ARCA, but also for the ARCA people to get familiar with some of the Cup teams and start to make a bond with that and, get their name in the jar. So that's going to be really awesome and interesting. For my Twitch, if you guys have any questions at any time, any comments, please drop them in chat. It's really going to help us talk about some things in the podcast. So feel free to drop whatever you want. Any questions, any statements, anything like that, drop it in chat. I'll read it off. We'll give our opinions and stuff like that.
So right with what you just said, I got a question that I kind of want to branch off on that, as far as focusing more team orientated. Have you guys been considering, or are we considering doing a potential team standings, team points, end of the season results, stuff like that?
Yeah, so that is one of the things that we are looking at, because after the season, we are rolling out a whole new rule book. Right now, that rule book is about, I want to say, 6 to 7 pages. And like I said earlier, we're making the shift from more of a casual league to a more competitive league, just because our races are growing, the amount of cars in the field are growing, the amount of, just the amount of people in the league. Our little half-page rule book isn't adequate enough for us anymore.
And just to branch off of that real quick, is we are, as as you sit back and 6 or 7 pages seem like it's quite extensive. It's really not. It is still pretty casual. It's more centered for having fun. It's why we're here every week. We want to have fun, but we want to actually be competitive too. So, as kind of
exactly.
Scary as that sounds, it's really not bad.
No, a lot of it is just, the standard, like no passing underneath yellow, and you get descriptions of why and, what that constitutes. For example, the no passing underneath the yellow line rule at super speedways. At no point should you pass underneath the yellow line. That's in there. There's a couple examples in there. Just kind of other procedures too, like driver practice screenshots, how those should look and stuff like that. It's really not, yeah, like Mike said, it's really not extensive as, it's still 6 to 7 pages, but it's not nowhere near like, rules about everything. As an admin team, we try to let everybody, get, not really, we don't try to police things. I think that's the best way to put it, and I think last night with the whole Pete Van Sprundle and the Robert Ramsey thing, I think that's a perfect example of how we're going to handle things. Let the things happen on track. If they really need to boil over in the Discord and league action needs to be taken, then we will take action where we see fit.
It's basically trying to take all the unwritten racing etiquette and put it into a book.
It's exactly what it is. That's the big thing too. Is do we go to 0 fast repairs next season for Cup? And that's the ultimate debate, right? Because 0 fast repairs, and even at this racetrack like Dover, not much on the replays. You haven't seen it a lot, but there's a lot of people hitting that wall coming off it too. And stuff like that really messes you up to where the point where you can't get another car. You're screwed. If you hit the wall, you're done. And it really pushes your arrow, and it's gonna be interesting, and I really am pushing for 0 fast repairs, but if that's something that the league doesn't want, then we won't do it, because we will always be a league driven by the drivers.
Just in the replay right there, you could see exactly what you're talking about with Austin Bloom coming up high out of 2, just ever so slightly touching that wall. You get tracks like that, and Darlington is another perfect example. I've raced it in the Xfinity series here. I've raced it in ARCA. You're gonna have those wall rides. You're gonna have those stripes, but I mean, I feel like it might be a little over exaggerated with how serious it is from touching a wall. Granted, you get spun or you get turned or you hit a wall hard, like 45-degree angle, going 160 miles per hour, you're doing some damage there. But I feel like one of the biggest questions we got to ask the drivers is, are people comfortable enough with taking out that extra security cushion, I guess you could say, that a fast repair is?
Extra
Yeah,
confidence.
that's
because that fast repair gives people confidence.
I mean, there's a couple of things that you can look at it at. You can look at it as it's another thing is confidence. I know, but I take it as the adage, like, I want it to be as close to real life as possible. Like, you hit that wall, you get into somebody, it's not fair to me to have a clean car all night and get passed by someone that's been in 3 wrecks. That's just my 2 cents. I also think the fast repair makes people more aggressive. I did not used to think that. Ooh, and there's the Robert Ramsey and Pete Van Sprundle scuffle that we were just talking about. What's up, Richard? How are you? Going back on the 1 fast repair, I used to think that people wouldn't drive, stupid because they had their 2 fast repairs in season 1, but that was truly the case. I mean, ever since we made the change to 1 fast repair, races have been crazy good.
Well, I remember. I'm sorry, you go ahead with that, Mike.
But no, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things too where it's nice to have, because if you are taken out by someone else's error, your night isn't officially done right there. You get at least a second chance. But like they were saying, it does kind of suck when you watch a guy wreck a couple times and then he keeps passing you.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the name of the game. You got 1 fast repair, and that's just how it works. But I personally would like to go to 0 fast repairs, but like I said, we're just gonna see what the league wants. We're always try to see what the league wants and go from there. There will be a couple debates and stuff like that with that coming down here soon. I think the 80% fuel limit too is perfect. I don't think we need to change that away in Cup. I know in ARCA right now you guys are at 70%. I do know that there's been a push to go to like 50, so we can have more green flag stops and stuff like that. But I do think the races will be a little bit longer in ARCA. It all just depends on what this new developmental series that we have coming up. That is looking like it'll be on Monday, depending on how the votes roll in the ARCA general chat. So that's how that is looking right now. I'm gonna leave that up for a couple more days so everybody can look at it and vote. If you guys are in Twitch right now and haven't voted, go vote, because that is going to be a huge thing for us. That second developmental series have been in the works for quite some time. We do have an Xfinity series on Sunday. That has been more looked at as a casual kind of thing. But this new developmental series will be a step up from ARCA. So how it'll work is after the season, the top 16 in points will move on to that the second stage of developmental series. You will get promoted to Cup from there. Then we're going to try and fill ARCA with as many people as we can that are, adequate drivers. They aren't stupid. They're smart. And then just keep on moving up, the process we have. The more than likely the promotion period or promotion process, from the first step, which will still be ARCA, to the second step will be by me personally or admins. Admins more than likely. But other than to get to Cup from the second developmental series, you will have to be chosen by a team, which is a new change that we were just talking about just recently. Doug overshot us.
Yeah, kind of like a draft process.
Yeah, so Cup driver or ARCA drivers, now I'd start getting cozy up with some team members, some teammates, some team owners. We're still working on the official team owners because we really don't have an emphasis on team racing here. But team racing will start to be more of a thing with regards to just, team racing. There will probably be a team championship points at the end of season 3. That'll be a new thing too. So season 3 is shaping up to be awesome. Season 2 in ARCA has been fun this year. It's been awesome. It's been great. I know North Wilkesboro was kind of a headache. Bristol was kind of but other than that, it's been some really good racing over there, and I'm really proud of that series.
To a team.
Yeah. And I know that some people don't like being on teams. Joey said he's splitting off. I know that some people don't like being on teams, and I totally get that. So the way that'll probably work is that, the admin team will probably look at that situation. It'll probably be a situation by situation basis.
Yeah, and I think it's more one of those things where we're not going to hold everybody to it. Be more like you will be, included in the team, but you don't have to be in the Discord with them. Like your points will still accrued for the team, but it's not. We're not going to force everybody into, racing with the guys and stuff like that, because that's when stuff really starts getting.
Yeah, we don't want to force anybody in a team that doesn't want to be in a team. That's the one thing I don't want to do. But it will be one of those things that, we're gonna try to pull up and try to make it a little bit more like real life, because that's what we're all trying to do anyway. ARCA next week is at what? Rockingham, I believe.
Yep.
Going to the Rock.
Yeah, ARCA at the Rock. That's gonna be interesting. I know in Cup that was a really fun race. I know that you guys raced it last season in ARCA too, so that's gonna be fun. The Rock is fun.
that was early last season. Must have been the first few races, because I don't remember it.
I actually think it was the third race or second race, maybe. I think it was. The only reason why I remember remember the whole Rockingham and ARCA thing is because Lindsay Lyles could not stop beating down the wall at turn 2.
Oh, I remember this race, because this is the race that I saw on your guys' YouTube channel that ended. Like, I heard about the league, so I ended up going on YouTube and I saw it, and yep, I remember that one.
Yeah, I think Extreme TV or Extreme Sim TV broadcasted that one, so that was gonna be. Yeah, I know that actually was a really good ARCA race too. I think it's gonna be. I don't know what it is on the schedule. I think it's 100 laps. I could be wrong. 70. I think it's 75. I think it's 75 because it's a mile track.
I was about to say, I think it's a mile.
Yeah, it'll be 75 then. But that'll be fun. I'm hoping someone beats Davey. I really want someone to beat Davey. You know, Austin Bloom's gonna come down from Cup to race in that race.
I got it.
Barkley said he's gonna beat Davey.
Dave's just gonna give it to him.
Doesn't matter. I beat him.
Oh my God! Now we're gonna get these handouts.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's not gonna give it to me because he said he was gonna let me win at Ardega too, and that didn't happen.
Joey, tell Ange that Boo Boo is doing her sorority recruitment stuff right now, so she is AFK, or else she would be probably laying in my bed. That is where my girlfriend is. But anyway,
all right, let's get back to racing.
yeah, sorry, some people want to be dickheads in chat.
It's all good. Dude, Rockingham this week, it's got the recipe for either another back-to-back great race, or it's like anything. I mean, I suppose it has a recipe for disaster, but you know, everybody's just gonna have to show up. They're gonna have to turn their practice laps, and we're gonna need some ARCA drivers to be confident in this track, especially with we got some contenders coming down for Cup.
Yeah, no. So I think AJ's gonna try and just. I think AJ is definitely gonna want to. He's smelling blood because he wanted to get Davey at Richmond. I don't think he had a chance, but just didn't have enough. Of course, Davey won at Talladega by some fucking miracle. I mean, he needed the stars to align for him, and they did. Of course. But I think
I will tell the podcast exactly what Barkley, the other teammate Tony, and Davey and I had discussed in our race comms during that race. If by some chance it happens and Davey is up front, then we will push him to a win here. But everybody was on the same page of Barkley, because when we were running our practice laps, we were doing it fastest when Barkley was in front. It's just one of those late race super speedways, one to go. Stuff happens, lap cars get involved, and we had teammates cycling position, and we were kind of dealt the hand we had. Like, we cannot stress how much of the stars had to align for that, because 2 to go, he was not supposed to win that race.
Yeah, no, Barkley was leading for quite a while, weren't you, Barkley?
Yeah, it was like 10 laps, I think.
And you know, you gave up you didn't glue your tires to that yellow line, and I've done that before, and you know, you lost your spot, but I mean, you still had you were still there at the end, but just didn't have enough for it.
Yeah, I seen AJ coming up on the outside. I knew as soon as he would get clear, he would slingshot around me, so I tried to block him, and then 3 wide into turn 3, and then it was all disaster after that.
Yeah, no, because then didn't the 25 and other people get into the wall, and then somehow miraculously you guys all stayed straight?
Yeah, 25, I think he slid up, bumped into me, and then I kind of crowded AJ into the wall. And then, yeah, somehow we stayed straight the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know how that was happening, because I can, like, everybody in the admin chat was like, how the hell do they just keep that straight?
It was pretty cool looking, I'll give you all that.
Yeah, it was very awesome looking.
I'll tell you this, it was pretty scary looking when you're directly behind Barkley and you see AJ going into the wall in front of you, starting to turn sideways. Going into turn 3.
I had faith in him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching this cup replay, and I did not know how, like, single file everybody got. Jesus.
Oh yeah, if you get stuck in that top line, just lost all your speed.
Oh yeah.
I had Robert Ramsey behind me at that time. I'm fairly confident it was Robert Ramsey, number 43, in that Talladega race, where 25 got into Barkley and Barkley got shoved up into AJ. We had some great drivers in that lead pack at that time, because I had to put down about 30-40%, somewhere around there, brake pressure, and I had, like I was saying, I had Robert right behind me, and I don't know how the hell we didn't end up causing a wreck there, but there was no contact from anywhere from directly at the scene of the accident back in the pack.
Yeah, no, there wasn't no rubber, which usually happens at super speedways. So that was awesome. You know, I think there's 3 races now left in ARCA before the playoffs. Am I correct on that? Somebody check me on that.
I believe so.
I think we got the Rock
Rockingham.
today, the Rock on Thursday. You got Auto Club, and I think Homestead, and those are the 3 rounding out. I know the playoff race is getting pretty hectic and pretty tight there. Let's go to this Google's and I'm falling back in the pack. Let's go to this Robert Ramsey and Google's. Those 2 were fighting it out the whole race last night. It was awesome. It was good to see. I know some tempers were flaring, but it's always good when drivers' tempers are flaring because they're passionate about it, and that's what we want. But the ARCA playoffs are going to be interesting because, you know, you got to finish Talladega. Talladega is going to be the one that, you know, you can get really screwed. You know, Davey can go into Talladega and get wrecked out, and he'd be done out of the playoffs and out of the chase, you know, out of the title shot.
Then all those wins mean nothing.
Exactly. I did it myself last season, actually, the first race at Talladega. I finished 4th in season points for the regular season, you know, went to Talladega and, you know, ironically in my fashion. Oh, wow.
Well, I take that back, boss man. We got Rockingham, then Homestead, then Auto Club, and then it's then we're headed back to Talladega for the round of 16.
Okay, so I knew it was those 3, but I didn't know what order they were in. But yeah, I mean, that Talladega race, that first playoff race with just having 1 race for that round, you got to play the strategy big time there, because do you want to go in and get that win and secure your spot in the championship, or do you want to, you know, play it safe and just get out of there with a decent finish? That's going to be the adage.
I'm going for the win.
Going for the win, we're going for the tie.
Hey, you know what they say about second place?
That's right. First loser, baby.
Say nothing.
Damn straight.
But Cup has 4 more races, or technically 3 races, they got Phoenix, Indy, Martinsville, and then Darlington. We end at Darlington, so we got those 4 races left. I think things are going to get dicey down there for the battle for the 16th spot. We got a couple guys that are going to be on the brink, so, you know, it might be one of those situations where you see a Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch kind of thing happen, where someone spins someone out to get that extra point.
You said Kevin Busch and Kyle Harvick.
Did I?
Yes.
Well,
I didn't hear it that way.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
You might need to pass whatever the hell you're smoking around.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
bud.
sure you did.
I'll have to go back and watch it and see if I did or not. But
Adam's on that good.
yeah, he's on that Franklin County meth, bud.
Jeez, let's not go that. No. Okay, let's keep rolling.
But yeah, I'm excited. We got a lot of good things coming. You know, Phoenix is going to be interesting for the Cup Series. We haven't really talked much about, you know, Phoenix and stuff like that in the Cup Series, but
last season it was a pretty fun race. There was cautions every 5 laps though.
yeah, that was like the 4th or 5th race in the season. So it's still pretty early, but I think we could definitely have some good runs there. I think that you, Colin, Joey are all going to be really good there. Joey did give you a lot of room there, but I think those 3 are going to be the ones that we need to watch out for. I think there's going to be a couple dark horses too. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. You know, Bloom's good. You know, Colin's good. I know I already said Colin, but AJ's back, so who knows with that.
AJ came from 3 laps down last race and finished 5th.
Yeah, it's just, you never know, man. And that's the thing that I like racing in the series is you may see Colin and AJ and Austin and, you know, Joey, Johnny, me up there, but
wow,
each week it's someone different, you know. Here recently, Adam can't get out of his slump, and it sucks, but, you know, he's been up there too.
I am in the middle at the beginning of the race, and then I just get my own head.
Because you drive the car too hard.
No, I just get my own head.
Speaking of Adam.
What?
And giving space. No.
Yeah, nobody.
Ended my race last night. It was actually my own fault. I used an accidental fast repair.
Yeah, dude. You know, every time I come down pit road, I always tell my teammates, click that fast repair off.
Well, it's like everyone else would hit the wall and it would just scrape it. And then I hit the wall above Corey and it just shoots me down the track.
They like slingshotted you left. I don't know what happened because I rewatched it and that's why I didn't say anything because I was just like, oh man, like that was a fluke thing.
Everyone else just scrapes it and then I hit it and it just shoots me down the track.
All I gotta say from the spectator perspective on that, picture that guy that's sitting up there in the stands. He's been there all day. He's sweating
Oh,
it out.
yeah.
He's got that cold Bud Light, Bush Light in his hand, and he sees that happen. I'm that spectator at this point. I'm standing up. I'm screaming, "That was awesome! Let's do it again!"
Yeah.
that was good.
So it's gonna be interesting. I think you're gonna see even more tempers flare because we got some really like Martinsville. I probably made a big mistake putting Martinsville second to last race before the playoffs, but that's gonna be fun because the way Martinsville races.
Think Darlington is the last one is any better? You barely can fit 2 cars wide unless you come through the day.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun, and that's the one thing that I feel like we do a good job here.
What technically is track limits at Darlington? Is it that dotted line?
There kind of isn't.
There isn't track limits at Darlington.
Because it's a white line, you can run the apron, and in officials, I've had to run the apron to avoid stuff before. You gotta practice it though, because it is flat. You are at a 0 degree, there's no banking, and your car is tilted down to the left because it's built for bank turns.
Yeah, Darlington's gonna be an interesting one. I think Indy's gonna be we just got some really interesting tracks coming on, and I think we've done some really good job, scheduling and doing stuff like that. Just really different tracks. You don't really see us going to the same track almost every week. Something different each week, and that's what I like about it.
I went from a road course to a short track.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes back to the whole, we're used to racing with each other, so we can kind of throw these, tracks that you wouldn't necessarily want to race on like a hosted race or non-hosted race, an official race. Like these are the tracks you can race now because everybody you can, for the most part, trust racing with them.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have your people that you're a little scared about, like everybody's got that, and you're gonna have your people that you can shove it in there and dive bomb someone, and they're gonna hold their line. So
I wouldn't recommend that.
It still happens.
Yeah, don't
dive bomb. Recommend that, especially after the last 2.
I'm gonna send her in there, bud.
Martinsville and Darlington, we're gonna see some good racing, especially at Darlington, because if you want to go too wide at Darlington, you gotta have 2 people side by side. Have a lot of faith and a lot of trust in each other.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, we got the new rule book coming. We got the new promotion process, which we elaborated on. So we're gonna talk about the new developmental series that we're gonna start rolling out here soon. Like I said, it's probably looking like it's gonna be on a Monday. I think we've kind of narrowed it down to 3 categories of cars: either the Xfinity series, the trucks, or the Gen 6 SS and Fusion. I don't know if everybody has those cars. I think they're considered a legacy car now, I think. Which I think that if you had an account, if you just recently got an account, you'd have to pay for those cars. So we'd have to look at that and figure that out. But yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Looking like it's gonna be on Mondays. Maybe broadcasted, maybe not. I might hop myself. I know there's some others that may want to do it also. But really looking forward to that. So the ARCA series will be recruiting next week throughout the entirety of the end of the season. Those guys that get recruited and get onboarded onto the league will not be required or not be allowed to race the playoffs and stuff like that because I don't want to ruin that for everyone. So it's gonna be fun. We got a lot of things happening.
I'd have to say the big question with the developmental series right now, and granted it's still in the works, but I'm fairly confident myself and a few other people would like to know. Now, what kind of field are we looking at for that? Because you had mentioned people that make the playoffs to the round of 16 in the ARCA series are going to be eligible. You had just mentioned that there's going to be some cup drivers that are wanting to come down and race it. But do you have like a rough estimate of what people can expect for a field size for that, and what to expect for tracks that we think about are suitable for making good ratings on what kind of drivers that we potentially are looking for Cup?
So right now, it's probably going to be around 16 to 20, 25 most probably. Just depends on how many people we get to fill ARCA slots because we got to fill those slots before we do anything. But I'm fairly confident we can fill those slots in no time. last time we put a promotional video out, and we got a lot of requests to join the league. And I mean a lot. Like, I was getting notifications on Facebook at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, almost every single night, wanting to get in. So that's not going to be a problem. I think that, 20 to 25 cars is going to be perfect. I do know that people that race on Thursdays may not be able to race on Mondays, and that is totally fine. They can stay in ARCA. You're just going to get an asterisk next to your name, just awareing people that you're a stage up, and that way you'll be eligible for Cup. Just stuff like that. So, like I said, 20 to 25 cars. I'm hoping to look at and get in there. It's just gonna depend on how many people we can get in the field. Richard said, "Dang, my teammate hasn't been here in a while." Team Waffle House. I think he's referring to old Kenny boy, aren't you, Richard? Good old Ken DePonte Jr., baby. I have no idea where he went.
He went to Vegas, baby.
He went to Vegas and started making some money, and then his Facebook account got deleted, so he must have been doing some shady shit.
Either that or he found himself a job where it's just not valuable to have a Facebook account.
Yeah, that too. But I think he was just driving cabs, so. Yeah, we know you're missing your boy. Speaking of which, though, the Talladega race in Cup, the first playoff race, is going to be the Richard Michelob 65 times 2.5, whatever that math is in my head real quick.
You.
So it's going to be like...
It'll be 130.
Yeah, it'll be the Michelob 130. So that's going to be fun. Michelob got the naming rights for that race, and that's what I decided to name it for him. So it's going to be a good one.
No, it's
There
stupid.
was
It's, 100, it's 162.
Winner gets a 12 pack.
It's 162 and a half.
162 and a half, so we'll just make it the 163.
Okay.
Unless it's somebody like Adam or Lance or Colin or potentially AJ, don't worry, you can expect a 12-pack of your favorite soft drink in the mail.
Yeah. Courtesy from Richard Gray.
Coaches.
So that's going to be a fun one. I think we go to Vegas after that, the playoff race. And then that starts a round of 12, which I think is Bristol and then Watkins Glen. Right? I think so. And then the round of 4 will be Martinsville and Kentucky.
I think you're about to watch the glory.
Yeah, and then
I can tell you, you cannot have a bigger differences in tracks there between the round of 16 to the round of 12 to the round of 8.
Yep, that's the goal. I mean, we always try to have in our situation with we're gonna have 2 races per round. We always try to have, 2 mile and a halves, 2 short tracks, 1 super speedway, and 1 road course to kind of keep it.
Yeah, we basically wanted every dimension of oval track racing represented.
Yeah, and just like if you look at the ARCA playoffs, you're going to see, super speedway, a mile and a half, a short track, and a road course. We just feel like that's how it should be. If you're going to win the championship, you better be good at all those places.
I got to say, I'm very much in favor of having the round of 16 be in Talladega in the ARCA race. It feels like if we were to push that too far down the pipe as far as playoffs went, there's just too much, weird things that can happen with play track racing.
Yeah, and that's why we want to put it in the first one. I couldn't imagine going to Talladega and having a championship there because I just feel like championships should always either be at a mile and a half or a mile track where you can kind of control your own destiny, so to speak. You can't really help if someone in Talladega comes up and clips you. I mean, yeah, you can say that at anywhere, but that happens more at Talladega than anywhere else. I
remember watching the Signature Esports Gander finals, the championship race. They ended up doing that at Talladega, and nothing against Signature Esports, but I just thought it was a very interesting place for a championship.
Last night's truck race did that too. Yeah. And I was one of the playoff drivers, and a non-playoff driver kind of ruined the entire thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, non-playoff drivers has every right to race as much as you do. So that's gonna be, I don't know. You can take that how you like.
Just going back to that, Adam, I did appreciate that because I was 3rd at the tri-oval.
I was 1st.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I mean, you know, we got the new rulebook coming with the, you know, and that's another thing that we're going to talk about too that I completely forgot about is that we're thinking about expanding the 2 caution rule to a 3 caution rule. But the 3 caution rule is going to be more kind of harsh than the 2 caution rule, so to speak. You know, first, you know, your first caution, you're going to get an EOL. Your second, you're going to get a, you know, pass through to pit road, black flag, and then your third, you're going to be parked. You know, I think that gives a little bit more leeway in, you know, the beginner series. That way, you know, you can drive the car a little bit harder when you really see what you got, you know.
Well, you know my opinion on that stuff. It can be a really slippery slope.
Yeah, for sure. But I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I think the 2 caution rule has been great for us, but I do think that we need to lessen it up a little bit just to see, you know, how things go. You know, that's still something that's being debated upon. Nothing's official, but we could possibly go to something like that.
Hell, if we get a few more races like Talladega, we can go the 0 caution rule.
Yeah, we could. That'd be awesome. But I'm really excited for everything. You know, we just got our shirts made by A&J Custom Creations. Great. You know, they're my uncle and aunt, you know, so it's a family business. So the shirts look amazing. Can't do it justice how good they look in person. Those shirts are available to order anytime. Shoot me a message if you want to need it, if you want to order one. It comes in all sorts of colors. You can get a hoodie, t-shirt, sweatshirt, long sleeve shirt, anything you could possibly think of, you can get. Any color really you want, you can get. You know, great stuff. They're gonna come possibly help us out in season 3 with some broadcasts and stuff like that and sponsorship. So and you know, it looks cool. We get some of our branding out there. So I know a few guys here have gotten some. I think Buzz just got the mail today.
Dope as hell.
Yeah. I think Barkley got.
Yeah, I like my shirt. It's awesome.
God's sweatshirt, pretty cool.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, we're gonna try and open it up now for, you know, questions, comments, concerns, stuff like that. Just type it in chat. We're gonna end this thing here in a little bit. We're about at the hour mark we wanted to shoot for, so we're gonna open it up to you guys. So go ahead and type away all your questions and stuff. All 11 guys in here.
Jesus, 11? I got 1 in YouTube.
Yeah, Adam likes that number.
Yeah,
I think it's an important time right now to bring up. We are missing quite a valuable member to the podcast team and the Cup Series.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Dixon, which, you know, those guys are racing in the Signature Esports series, so they're gonna be doing 180 laps.
He's in third right now.
He's in third right now?
You son of a gun! I wanted to bring that up. That's why I brought it up. We got to give a big old shout out to Mr. Brian Dixon tonight.
Yeah, man, he's gonna get that W for MDOT over at Signature Esports.
Yeah, he's over there enjoying his wine coolers.
Yeah, enjoying his wine coolers and his chicken wings.
The whole MDOT crew is second, third, fourth, and fifth.
I'd like to hear it. You know, that's another good thing, man. It's like I just feel like we got some really competitive people, and it really goes to show whenever we can go, you know, in different leagues and stuff like that, and, you know, perform.
The B&H IT Services 320, currently lap 39 out of 160. Colin Forrester, one of our Cup drivers, 2.3 off the lead. Brian Dixon, third place, 3.3 off the lead, and Mr. AJ Green, 4.5 off the lead, and Austin Bloom, 5 1/4 second off the lead, fifth place.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. I like to hear that. So like I said, guys, you know, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, want to talk in chat, go ahead, type down below. That way we can, you know, get some questions in. The more questions you ask, the more enjoyable it is.
I have a request, Tabor.
What's your request?
Change my number to 47.
Change your number to 47?
Recky Spinhouse Jr.
You can do that next season.
Recky Spinhouse Jr.
I think AJ is going to the 48 next season.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. I'll either switch it to 12 or 47.
Yeah, you can switch it next season. I don't care.
Your t-shirt or your sweatshirt?
Huh?
Your sweatshirt that you got?
I didn't get a number on
I
it.
didn't put my name or number on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll either put 12 for Ryan Blaney or 47 for Ricky Spinhouse Jr.
Well, that kind of brings up the question. Anybody here interested in Daytona coming up this week?
And what? Oh, NIS?
Well, that's just it. We're starting NIS and officials right now. This is kind of branching off into more of an iRacing thing, but we got NASCAR coming up for the Daytona 500 this week. NIS, they're doing the full length 500-mile race. That's Class C for any newer drivers out there running official.
Ooh, yeah, that might be fun. I might happen to know that. That might be something that Joey. That might be something that you're interested in. So that'd be cool. Full length 500. That would suck.
But yeah, I mean, everything. We're in Daytona season now. NASCAR's kicking back up for the 21 season, and iRacing is responding. It looks like everything's at Daytona next week for official ovals.
Yeah, which is the last season with the Gen 6 cars, so Gen 7 cars should be out here soon on iRacing.
Can
Which
hope.
is gonna be interesting. Yeah, we can only hope.
Sure.
Anything planned for the dirt stuff? Right now we're kind of going through some
Transitional.
Yeah, transitional kind of period. So we don't really know if the dirt stuff is going to keep on moving. I do know that there's some plans for it. I don't know what those plans are at this time. But we will let you know as soon as anything happens. No black flags? Yeah, Richard, no black flags will be cleared, buddy. That's the rule. Oh, I do want to welcome our new ARCA member, Joe Archer. You know, he joined. Barkley went out and recruited him. So look for him to be in the ARCA series. He's a proven racer. I've seen him race before, so he can come over and race with us. So I'll let him. So I'm excited for see what he can do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him fitted for a number. I think he already has one picked out, and get him in a car and get him out and racing.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll leave comments and questions and stuff like that open for about 5 more minutes, and then if we ain't got nothing, I'll go ahead and shut her down for the night.
Throw a quick shout out to Buck Kicker for sponsoring.
Yeah, our sponsors, you know, SWC Expeditions, those guys are great. Help, you know, they always sponsor the Kansas race. They sponsored the Michigan race also. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to Buck Kicker, like Mike just said. They, you know, send us Buck Kickers and stuff like that. You know, awesome. Trackworks for sponsoring the Daytona and Bristol race. Jinx Shifters for sponsoring the Rockingham and Kentucky race. And Signature Esports for always providing a great show and being kick-ass. Couldn't do what we do without them, so big shout out to them. Go watch their Signature Esports series. Right now, it should be live. We got some MDOT guys over there in it, so go watch that. Give them some love. They always enjoy
went through pit
MDOT guys.
cycles, maybe.
They
always
just
love
got
them. MDOT guys come over and take a shot with them. So
Colin's catching the leader.
Yeah, they just ended up doing green flag pit stops. Still have Colin Forrester in second, 2 off. Dixon third, 5.3 or 5 3/4 off, and Austin Bloom 6 1/4 off. And AJ just moved up to 5th place, 7 seconds off lead. Anybody watching this or seeing this on YouTube, maybe a few days from now, maybe a few weeks from now, considering joining the league, it just goes to show that we're here to have fun. But gosh dang, we'll you watch and race with some of these guys, and you're really gonna get up there in skill.
yeah, I've definitely gotten better over the course of being in the league.
You've gotten worse.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
Adam.
honestly, just from racing with you guys, I mean, I jumped into a as stupid as it is, I jumped into a little SK modified race. I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. I finished 3rd, and like it only worked out that way. And really, what I owe it to is just the you know, racing with you guys and all of that good stuff. But helps get the I rating up too, which isn't never a bad thing.
Yeah, speaking of that, which is the last thing I want to end on, we possibly have someone that races part-time in a Coca-Cola series coming to join MDOT. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to tell you who the name is, but just be on the lookout. So
Here I go. Conspiracy theories inbound.
Yep. Go with that. I'm going to end it. thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comment, concerns, you know my DMs are always open. You can always PM an admin for anything. And thanks for tuning in. So, see you next week for the podcast.
Peace.
See ya, everybody.
Bye.
So yeah.
You betcha, eh?
Whew, that was really good.